Welcome to video lesson number 6, our last video lesson in this series of videos on discursive essays, IELTS Writing Task 2. And today we are going to complete or give our essay a sense of completion by building a great concluding paragraph. Yes. Just to refresh the question that we've been working throughout this series, that's the question about unpaid community service. Some people feel unpaid community service should be included. Others feel such programs disregard students' freedom of choice. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Okay. And that's the result of a hard work that we've put in all our previous lessons. So if you want to know how did I make the essay plan, the introduction paragraph, and both the body paragraph step by step, it's a good idea to watch all the previous videos in this installment so that you don't get lost or you don't feel alien as far as what this video is taking you through. Yeah. So our job in this video is to convert the conclusion part into a full-fledged conclusion. Now that we have everything else except for the conclusion, remember, conclusion is one of the critical aspects in any discursive essay. It shouldn't sound formulaic, so it shouldn't be templated or mechanical in nature. It should include or summarize the key points so that the reader can track back to your body paragraphs to check whether those are mentioned or not. That's a sign of a good conclusion. And let's check. So let's only have the conclusion in focus. As far as this essay response is concerned, we are clearly in favor of bringing community service in high schools. So my reasoning for that is its long-term positive impact. Students outweigh the case of infringing their moral right. So the benefits are quite more, relatively speaking, compared to the case of it impeaching their fundamental rights. Things like that. So like an introduction has good ingredients, so does the conclusion. Let's check what are those. Before we do that, I want you to read the expressions A, B, C and D. Take your time, read it. Tell me which of the following 4 expressions state a personal view of a writer. Is it A, after examining those opposing views? Is it B, I tend to strongly support those in favor of bringing unpaid community service in high school programs? C, because the case of its long-term positive impact on students clearly outweighs the one of infringing their moral rights? Or is it D, the plausibility of students developing their all-round personality and brightening their future prospects by getting involved in such activities remains strong? So all the 4 expressions are really good parts that you must have in your conclusion paragraphs. But which of the 4 are talking about expressions, are expressing a personal view? Hopefully you might have answered it correct, and the right answer is, drumroll, and it's B. I tend to strongly support those in favor of bringing unpaid community service in high schools. It clearly states the position of the writer explicitly. So it shouldn't be indirect, it should be straightforward, explicitly mentioned. Now, also think about A, B, A, C and D. What do these expressions function as in your conclusion? So let's talk about that. Statement A, after examining these opposing views, it's telling the reader that we have analyzed both the sides before choosing one of the 2 sides. Isn't this the same thing that we had promised in our thesis statement of the essay? In this essay, I will analyze both sides of the argument and then choose or then give my opinion. So this is reconfirming, restating that. Now, statement C, since it starts with the connector because, It's giving a reason for us choosing one view and negating the other view. And it's not only that, it should also have the critical key points repackaged, which are reconsistent with your key paragraph ideas. So here, because the case of long-term positive impact on students clearly outweighs the one of infringement of their moral rights. Yeah? And remember, I said always have the body paragraph which is going to support the view which you lean more towards. Have it a little bit longer than the previous body paragraph. Yeah? So this naturally is consistent with the key paragraph ideas, and we have also explained the benefits or long-term benefits of community service in that paragraph. So it's not something we are introducing new in the conclusion. It's already something we are restating, or it's been repackaged in a condensed form. What about D? To show prediction or possibility, which will again support your view. And it should again be consistent with the paragraph ideas. So the plausibility of students developing their all-round personality and brightening their future prospects by getting involved in such activities remains strong. So it's nothing but the possibility of one view materializing is greater than the other view. So it's possibility, future prediction, but something which is again consistent with the key paragraph ideas. So everything together makes a good conclusion. The very first expression should be that you have explored both sides of the coin. You have analyzed both sides. Next part, give your position in the clear, straightforward manner without any implicit or implied meaning to it. Clearly, yeah. Then you justify or give reason why do you support that view and negate the other view. Remember, this has to be consistent with the key paragraph ideas. Finally, you could add a prediction or a possibility that supports your view. So the last two factors or ingredients should be consistent with your body paragraphs. That makes a good cohesive conclusion. Yeah. So everything put together, that's a good conclusion which brings our essay to an end, to a close, a natural conclusion. Let's talk about cohesion and its relation to good conclusion paragraphs. So we have already seen that introduction, there are two contrasting views, and each contrasting view is explained and substantiated in body paragraph number 1 and 2 respectively. Yeah. Finally, conclusion. So we need to give our view, because if we don't state our opinion, we haven't done justice to the essay question. It's clearly mentioned, discuss both views and give your opinion. So we must give our opinion. Not only that, we must also give reason for supporting that opinion. And the reason should be in sync with all the ideas that we have discussed in our body paragraph. Finally, you give them a prediction or possibility which is in your favor or in the favor of the view you are supporting. So that is what makes a natural close. It makes a natural conclusion. So we have promised them that in this essay I will analyze merits of both sides of this argument and then state my view. In body 1, we go on substantiating one view, which is the view which we don't tend to agree with. Body 2, we substantiate the topic statement and support it. This is about the view which we lean more towards. Finally, in conclusion, we tell them that we have explored both views, and after doing so, we have chosen one view, a reason for choosing that view, and finally a possibility or a prediction which is consistent with your key paragraph ideas. So that's a complete essay. That's a hard work of an organized system of writing an essay, brainstorming your understanding the question, analyzing the question, and then we looked at brainstorming the ideas. We looked at methods, tabling, listing, and also mind maps. We converted those ideas into a structured plan depending on which view we lean more towards, and finally we piece by piece converted our introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion into its full form. Yeah. And the final stage is just you have to proofread your essay for any grammatical inconsistencies, missing punctuation, subject verb agreement errors, spelling errors, and things like that. Yeah. So that's what you have to do in proofreading. So spend a bit of time in your proofreading. I will save this as a PDF and have the link shared with you in the description in case you want it for your reference. And if you're not clear about any aspect of this kind of an essay, I would request you to go back, play the playlist together one by one, and I hope it will become absolutely clear. Yeah. So in this video, all we did was we had all the intro and the body paragraphs prepared from the previous videos, and we made a good conclusion which is consistent with key ideas that we mentioned in the body paragraphs. And for joining with me in this playlist, thanks a lot. You have some related videos on the mind. Yeah. So share the playlist with as many friends as you like. I hope it's helpful. Happy learning. Take care. Goodbye.